Alrighty then, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome one and all. My name is Michael, I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer, and welcome to Pathfinder 2nd Edition Gatewalkers, our Pathfinder 2nd Edition adventure featuring these wonderful and amazing characters who play in my world and do all the cool fun stuff and have a great time. My Patreons, my friends, all these cool people. Guys, welcome in, say hello to the folks at home. It's so good to see your smiling faces and get to play games. I love games. Games are going to be so much fun. I don't know what to do with you guys. This might be a TPK. Who the fuck knows? There's nothing in the book about fighting a dragon right now, but that's what we're doing. So, we'll figure that out. But before we get into today's game, of course, we have some people to thank, and that is, of course, the people who help bring us this amazing session and make us look as fancy schmancy as we do. Starting with none other than Hero Forge for the wonderful artwork you can see on screen here. All the character tokens that you can see are made using an amazing 3D model making software that allows you to design, create, and then boom, 3D print your very own 3D printable miniatures for your use at home or even just a commemoration. Sometimes it's just fun to have your character right in front of you to play around, to have a good time with. So yeah, go check that out. Then of course we have Sirenscape for the wonderful sound effects you will hear during the course of the game, because every game deserves to have an epic soundtrack and immerse my players into my game world, and Sirenscape has such an incredible array of sound effects, musical scores, and accompaniments to help do this. So yeah, go check out Sirenscape. And then we have the Fantasy Grounds, which brings all my players together in a space online that allows a lot of the heavy lifting to be done by the automated programming. It's a little bit more expensive than, certain things, but you know what? I stand by it till today. It is still one of the best tools that I have for running games, and I love it to bits. So yeah, go check out Fantasy Grounds, and the affiliate link gives a kickback to your friend old Dago. So there you go. All right, cool. But you know what? That's enough of me talking for a little while. Let's turn the ball over now to my lovely players to tell you about the main characters of today's session, starting with our friend OG Lava Kitten. Wait, 1 second. Wait. I haven't picked up. Boop. There we go. Okay, you're good.
Are you sure?
Hold on. Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. All right, great. We'll start over. Hi, Won't You Lavakin playing Lushara, an elven witch out to find her missing twin brother, and has, after experiencing the things that we've all gone through, joined up with this group, and now we're trying to track down leads as to what happened during those missing moments. And currently, we're between a rock and a hard place.
And I'm Scully playing the dwarf Bill Rotar, who's at this point, I think most of the group knows, is effectively on a path of vengeance to try and make up for all the blood of his comrades that was taken from him. And is a little bit grieved by the fact that the main focus of his vengeance is currently being prevented. But at least this group has helped lead him to the person involved.
And I'm Neil from Immersion Diversion. I'm playing Rangul, a Lashunta thaumaturge from Castrovel. He left Castrovel with this group in hopes of finding, or basically he wants to make a guild away from the planet, learn more about monsters, creatures, stuff like that, and also find out what the missing moments were to himself. He takes the names of the monsters he defeats and adds them to a list of the names of the creatures he defeats. He adds to his last name, but also he keeps a list of them for future titles to give to future guildmates.
Hello, I'm Jen. I play Aelith the Ranger, on a journey trying to find her home and family. Wound up going through a gate, losing her memories, stumbled on this group and has been tagging along ever since, hoping that they can get the answers that they need.
Hi, I'm Mac and I'm playing Viv. Apparently, a lot of stuff happened to Viv when I wasn't here last week, but before that, Viv is a puppet summoner who was wished alive after their kid went through one of the Iodarn gates. They're less concerned about getting the missing moments back than they are about what happened after, which was, for whatever reason, they were separated from their kid, and unfortunately that meant that it was a lot of months alone for that kid. Didn't go great for them, but it's fine. Everything's fine. They may have died last session, from what I understand. It's like Pop. Don't worry, the kid's probably fine. It's fine, I think.
All right, thank you very much to my lovely players. And before we get into today's game, we have one final person to thank, or peoples to thank, should we say, and that is our lovely and incredible audience members who have come to join us yet again. Thank you so much for giving us your time and your attention, for being a part of the show and hanging out and having a good time. As such, we invite you behind the GM screen in order to have a bit of fun with us today as we embark on today's session. First of all, just by watching the show, you earn channel points that can be used at any point in time in order to influence the game. You can go check the channel points reward list to see what you can get. There are so many things there that help my players out of tight pinches, and all of your watching hours go towards it. So yeah, go check that out. That's kind of cool. And then we have some monetary donations that help, well, keep my fucking lights on and me eating solid food. Actually, speaking of solid food, I want to give a quick shout out, guys. In case you didn't know, I have an incredible partner. She made me a lamb roast today for dinner, which was fucking delicious. I've spent most of my day locked and cooped up, painting miniatures and stuff like that for Warhammer, which, for those of you who have followed my channel for a while now, know that I hate painting a lot. And, but, it was a very, very nice surprise. I feel very refreshed, rejuvenated, and very happy because I got to eat tasty oms. So, yay. Big shout out and big love to my partner. Yay. But yeah, anyway, I digress. So yes, eating solid food, which I am, and more. So yes, right now we are at the DAG survival check at 42%, which is freaking amazing. There's been so much generosity already from the chat, from the community, and of course from many of my Patreons who continue to egg each other on in a variety of different ways during games. So yes, thank you all so very much. This is honestly so much fun to be able to do as a living, and you guys are the reason I can do it, so yay. Now, donations. What can we do here with donations? First of all, for the $5 donation, you can donate to give either... Oh, wait, my hand. See, proof I was painting. I have the paint smudge. Can you tell what army I was building based on the color of my paint? I don't know. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. Who knows? Anyway, it's Warhammer, so maybe. Anyway, the $5 donation, you can donate to give a red mark to a player of your choice or a purple mark to me. These are hero points and jinx points. Hero points can be used to stave off death, petition the DM for nonsense that isn't in the rules, and roll with advantage. Jinx points can be used to counteract hero points, make bad guys roll with advantage, or complicate things ever so slightly. For the $10 donation, we have 2 decks of cards, which I have in front of me. The first deck is a deck of plot twists, which allow the twistiest of plots to be implemented into today's game and incorporated to kind of keep me on my toes and allow me to do... allow me to basically just keep the game fresh and customizable to my players. Not that it really fucking isn't. It's... I'm not... The module is helping me... nothing right now. It's of no use to me. May as well not have bought the damn thing. But there we go. Then also for $10, if you would like, you can also purchase a heroic action for a player of your choice. This is a free action that also serves as an emergency hero point that can be used to pull my players out of a tight pinch depending on what power it is. And there's some pretty fun ones in here as well. For $20, you can donate to give someone the coveted golden natural 20, which serves as a natural 20, because why the fuck roll a nat 20 when you can just have one? That's always the kind of thing you want to be going for. So yeah, do that. And yeah, that's it. Then, of course, we have our $50 donation. Now, there are 3 rewards potentially for grabs during the $50 donation, and that is a boss buff, which increases the difficulty of a challenge quite a lot, quite greatly. Listen, the group is fighting a boss in the form of a giant nymph priest, and they have summoned a blue dragon. If you donate $50 for a boss buff, and this entire table comes in and donates boss buffs to your table when you're playing with me, okay, I will wash my hands clean of this conflict, okay? I will say violence begets violence, and that is it, okay? Just putting that out there to begin. Anyway, the second $50 donation is a magic item to a player of your choosing. This can be a custom item, a homebrew item, or something from their wish list. So yeah. And then, of course, the last one is a Harrow reading, where I will draw a card from the Harrow deck, and then our players will receive a bonus based on whatever statistic they get, and receive a critical hit on any plot twist that may occur from the reading itself. So if they kind of embrace the reading or reject the prophecy, they'll be considered having rolling critical in their favor. Which, by the way, I actually didn't consider it. But that could actually be a way to get out of this situation. Rather than the Harrow cards that you currently have from last week's, secret menu item, summoning something to help out, the actual draw might actually give you an auto success in something. So, who knows? Maybe that's the thing. And speaking of the secret menu item, the big old $100 donation, which is obviously, first of all, a massive, massive donation, but also something that goes a very, very long way. We always do stuff that changes the scope of the game, which it has, for sure. This week, the $100 secret menu item is going to be quite a simple one. Our heroes are currently in the Temple of Ragadam, which is basically a dragon god that is pulling our heroes into like this kind of conflict between the waterways and dragons and stuff like that. Anyway, now the priestess is a priestess of Ragadam. And the dragon that has been summoned is a dragon from the Harrow reading that came from last week. For the absolute fuck of it, and because I honestly can't think of a better thing to do right now, for the $100 secret menu item, an avatar of Ragadam will appear in the middle of this conflict. Not as a threat. Not as a threat. But to provide our heroes with an opportunity to earn the blessing of Ragadam and potentially take on a curse on behalf of his children. If our heroes take on this curse, it turns one of our players into a ticking time bomb. Now, according to the lore of Pathfinder, once upon a time, there was the first Linorm. A Linorm that went down slain by a legendary hero trapped within the realm of the Fae. This Linorm, as with all the other Linorms, had a death curse. Those who slew and spilled the blood of this Linorm upon their death would allow that Linorm to be reborn through their blood, flesh, and bone. The priest of Ragadam, the dragon, will be basically nothing to this avatar. And you will be provided a quest to either bear the mark of this Linorm or to curse and find someone who will. A very important criteria is to be met, and a very, very deep-seated quest. Will you trade your life for another's? But yeah, that's our $100 secret menu item. It is called The Quest of Fafnir's Revenge.
Sounds
Okay.
cool.
So that is our $100 secret menu item. We did have one donation that came in, thanks to our lovely friend Anonymous, or our lovely friend whose name is Jinx Point for Dag. So thank you for the Jinx Point. It has been added. There it is. So thank you muchly. I will use it wisely. Without any further ado, it is cold. A chill runs through our heroes as they stand within the temple of Ragadam. The priestess bowed on one knee as the great and powerful tyrant dragon from the Harrow deck stands aloft, wings stretched out and unfurled like a terrifying cape. As it looks down, pleased at the subservience of one of its kind, it demands to know what tribute it had offered. Using the same magic she had used previously, she draws back the energies of those captured within the orb that she had sent after Viv. But this time, as they reassemble, Viv is no longer made of cotton and wool and twine. Instead, Viv stands as a human, a child, bearing the same resemblance as their eidolon used to, now standing before this dragon as Viv. You could have sworn only but a few moments ago your body was unraveled by this energy, and you were cast into darkness, only to awaken here as you spill out of that same vortex. It is here we continue our adventure. All right, the scene is yours.
Sorry, I thought that you were still going. I'm so sorry.
No, that's it.
Oh, sorry. As Viv, now this human, emerges from the vortex, puppets breathe, puppets eat, but is not the same as a humanoid eating and breathing exactly. They struggle to cough up the water because they don't understand what it is to have lungs made of flesh and sinew. They're reminded of whenever they were in with the demon in the bar that gave them the sense of flesh, and suddenly that comes flooding back. But it's not as painful this time because she fortunately has skin. She has skin, so fortunately it's not as painful. However, it is very alarming, and she's incredibly disoriented. And it's only made worse when she looks up and suddenly there is a giant blue dragon, and the scary witch lady is now kneeling to it, apparently. She is very confused and tries to talk, but again, isn't used to fleshy vocal cords, so just... What? Guys?
Viv?
What?
Is that you?
That doesn't feel right. Oh, that doesn't feel right.
Oh, gee, you're muted.
Okay, that's Viv, and then Luciana will start waving you toward her. Viv, you need to get over here with us.
Viv tries to stand, but they're not used to how weight is on bones. They get up, try to, and then they just stumble back down. It looks like a rag doll falling, essentially.
Okay, I have a quick question, and this is above table. So we didn't necessarily discuss this particular thing. Am I putting Flesh Viv through rehab?
No, I'm sorry. It was just...
No. I just need to be in sync with what you would like. That's all.
Rehab?
Yeah, because you can't walk, speak, or you're still
No.
I've got you in front of a
very
giant blue dragon, so I kind of need to know these things. Cause
No, I'm sorry.
no, don't apologize. No, I'm trying to sync with you. So tell me what you would like, and then like what's your vision?
They're getting it back very quick. That's why they're able to talk pretty much immediately once they got used to it. It's just like the first time they try something, it's difficult, but once they stand up again, they'll be able to stand up.
So we're looking at like the speed like of a deer having been
Yeah,
born and then
it's a
finding its feet.
fawn.
Okay, cool. Yep, sweet. Thank you. No, that's all I needed to know, because I didn't know how long you wanted to necessarily like go with that thing. So if for example like they all start to run away and your legs break because you don't know how to use them, that like I need to kind of know that for trying not to kill you guys.
They're just like the baby deer, essentially.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So rapidly kind of finding that thing, but initially having that struggle. Okay. Cool.
The first
cool.
time they try, it's not going to go well. The second they try it again, it's like, oh, okay, close enough.
I gotcha. Okay.
Hence why they... And hence why they could talk the second they tried again.
All right, so Lashara, as you called out for Viv to quickly get over there, Viv, you've again gone to stand up, but you sort of collapse under your own weight. At this point in time, the dragon uses one giant kind of claw to just very slowly place its claw down on Viv's back. Now, as this happens, Viv, you simply take 20 points of damage. This is just from pressure, the weight of a dragon just suddenly pressing down upon you, as you are unable to kind of like find your footing yet. This is also a first for you, as you feel that like sort of pain sort of surging through your body as it does so. The dragon says, "This is your tribute. You wish to provide me with a single child as an offering?" The priestess turns. "I'm so sorry. We are quite some ways from anywhere that would have enough bounty to provide you with all you are entitled to, all you deserve, my liege. For the time being, please suffice with this humble offering, and I will ensure that you'll be provided more, as much as your heart desires." "A bold claim, for my heart desires much, and right now it desires flesh, but not of this one." He turns to look at the Rabbit Prince, one of the other Harrow cards that was summoned, as well as the petitioner. "I see your concern for this bag of flesh and meat, so I offer you a trade. Hand over the Rabbit Prince and the petitioner. Oh, the publican, sorry. Hand over them to me, and I will let you and your little menagerie of misfits go."
Is this to all of us?
Yes, he's talking to you. You guys inside the publican's shield are being protected. He cannot come in, he cannot come out. But you can interact with anything inside, meaning you could technically push the publican out of the field if you would like.
Horrible. Okay. I'm not sure what Lushara would know about dragons. Being from the city, this is her first adventuring thing.
Well, sure. If you would like to, you may make a Arcana check to see what we can find
Okay.
out.
All right. Come here, Arcana. Hopefully I grabbed the right one.
All right, with the 26. With the 26, there are several things you know about dragons. First of all, they are known as the greater lizards. They are reptiles of great renown, power, and strength. As smart and as cunning as most people, even the most simplest of dragons have some measure of intelligence. The smaller of its kind, such as the pseudo-dragons, can often be seen as familiars or pets, whereas the larger ones, such as the one before you, are more forces of nature than anything else. You know, however, this isn't a real dragon. Not in its truest sense. You see, the harrowing is an ancient series of folk tales and fables, passed down over years and generations by the Varisian people through the harrowing fortune-telling that they say. The tyrant, while he may take on the appearance of a dragon, is no real dragon. Not born of egg and fire, but still personifies a dragon. Now, as this particular dragon takes on the aspects of a blue dragon, you surmise that perhaps it values things such as information, knowledge, resources, people, things that it can control. That's a very common trait for blue dragons. In addition, blue dragons tend to prefer the heat, such as obviously deserts and the like, and have a lightning-based breath weapon. So yeah, that is what you know roughly about blue dragons with your knowledge of 26.
Okay. Ushara is going to relay, especially like, hey, this thing probably shoots lightning at us, but says maybe we have some information we can trade for our safety and Bib's, rather than just throw our new friends out at him as sacrifices.
The Rabbit Prince sheathes his sword. He looks to Aelith and takes a knee. My darling, it has been but mere moments since we have known each other, but it feels as though I have known you my whole life. If you simply say the word, I would gladly lay down my arms and my life to protect you and your friends. I fucking won't! Next person tries to throw me out of here is gonna catch hands is what he's gonna fucking do. You can hear the publication.
Well, nobody is intending to throw any of us out. If, yeah. No. We're not asking for sacrifice if we can sacrifice knowledge and information instead.
I mean, he's asking for I'm asking for a sacrifice. Yeah, he's asking for a sacrifice. I mean,
well, yes, he is. But maybe I'm saying maybe we can offer something more enticing than, a quick meal that will be gone and forgotten. Whereas information lasts forever.
He is intrigued. You have piqued his interest.
Oh. Crap. Now she's like, oh crap. What do we know?
Well, I mean, we do know that the thing we got in the ocean, well, we were going to give Ragadon, was it? But we only had half of it. The other half was dumped in an elemental.
Yes, it was.
Does he know about?
The dragon is sorry, real quick. While you're talking, the dragon is going to move to the back of the back here with Viv in hand. Oof. And is going to rip some of the wooden slats out of the wall. What he is basically doing here is he is making a makeshift, like, sort of almost spiked wall. And Viv, you are being hung on it.
Don't like that. Well, we've stumbled across quite a bit of information in our search for Omnio. Who seems to be messing with the Eudara. But we're not exactly sure why. But would be honored to trade this information for our friends and our safety.
You mean the information you just told me?
A little bit. It's more.
Fuck! wait. Shit! You just told him. You told him everything. It's like I'll trade for the information I just gave. And he just looks around. He's just like,
So is Viv being hung by the coat, or like is she being impaled?
Let's say for the coat for now.
Okay. Okay. Well, have you ever gotten to go to different worlds or realities?
Yes.
All of them?
Everywhere that I walk is my dominion, and nothing escapes my sight. As I travel through this world, all of reality and all I behold is all that exists, and all is mine.
We've been to places where. Well,
Makes it sound like you've only been to this reality.
we could tell you about places where no creature breathes or lives. Been to those types of places.
And how am I supposed to use this information, tiny naked thing?
We've met people who can go between them. And we've heard a lot of old stories, and we've met the old stories.
You know how to travel between realities?
We know people who do.
Do you?
We did once.
Do you know who does, though, is the question. Is Viv lying, or is Viv actually telling the truth and can actually tell him who can help him navigate realities?
Viv is thinking about the planets. Knows who can help him navigate the planets, but wasn't thinking about reality. So I feel like
reality. I feel like realities has been the operative word here.
No, yeah, definitely. Viv is.
Planets are also other realities.
Okay, I feel like we're gonna make a bluff check on this one then.
Sorry.
I'm waiting for you guys to talk it such this dragon goes and sits and has a chat with Elling at this point in the Shadow Realm.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say something like that, but I didn't know if I was taking up too much time.
No, you're good. I do need a deception check though.
Of course, yes.
Yep. Because this is what we call the upsell. You have some information, but you're making it seem more valuable in order to. Ooh, wow.
Hey,
Oh.
Can I use my?
Oh boy.
You're not 20.
Oh, not 20.
You knew what I was gonna do.
Wait, Doug.
Yeah.
Can I use my hero point first, so that I can use your jinx point, or do I can?
No,
Does that make you
said
happier?
No, you said not 20. I heard
No,
not 20.
I'll give you back your jinx point. I'll get you another one. Do you want to use your jinx point? Okay.
No, I want to keep my jinx. Keep my jinx. It's fine.
I'll get you another one after. That makes you happy.
Eat it so that you.
Just take it at 20. All right.
Okay.
He says, an interesting proposition. The power to travel realities. This is quite the reward. Speak your terms and speak them carefully.
Group discussion, by the way, guys. I don't know. I'm really scared. Out of character. I don't want to make all the decisions.
Above table, I know we met. Oh, what was his name? Because he was able to. He was from the Shadow Realm. He popped into my dream and then said if we left him candy, he can come help.
doesn't know, but I know who you're talking about.
The Gravedigger.
The Undertaker.
The Undertaker, yeah.
Undertaker.
I don't know.
We know the Undertaker. We know a few people. We know the Undertaker. We know Castrovellians. That they have specific memories that tie to transportation between both planes and planets. So we know a few people here and there that have different specialties.
I think it was the.
We also know the demon who can get us. We also know the demon who can get us to
the
Shadowlands.
Yeah.
When they gave me flesh.
And Biruta's like, I summoned this thing.
Oh yeah, that's right, that dragon.
Listen, you didn't say that it needs to be an easy person to find, just that they exist.
Well, they probably know where the demon is because it's in Larry's bar. Ladioth.
Ladioth. Mm-hmm. But I think the conditions were more, what do we want if we say this, rather than what are we giving first.
So yeah, above
he's establishing he's establishing the parameters of your deal.
Yeah.
The above table is that we want to get out of here with Viv alive, without him following us, and we want safe passage across the oceans to get to Omnio.
And the ship, don't we?
And the ship, yes. I think it was the
Yeah.
ship, actually. Is where
Which
we
is
wanted to
basically
get
her
to.
releasing one of the ships from her collection.
Yeah.
Okay. So we want
basically, yeah, we
our
want
group
one of her ships.
plus Viv to be released safely. We want to take one of the ships without being interfered with, and we'd like to continue our travel across the sea to our destination in exchange for the name of somebody who can traverse realities.
The dragon says no. You expect me to simply accept a name and then let you go on your merry way?
Mm.
I will seek out this person, and once they've been brought to heel, you will be free to go.
How long might that be?
Oh, that's not good. That's not good for. Oh, Viv has bad idea. No, Viv, don't do it. No, Viv, this is not how you get your friends back. Don't tell them about like just so you bring Ellen back. Please don't do this.
You could
I
give them
know,
the
that's
demon's
exactly
name and
what I
let
was
them
thinking.
like struggle with it.
Also, don't forget, Elink is stuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Yeah, Elink is of no help to you.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Well, really, how many
And Ron
people
Ghoul
we
doesn't know
We
this person you're talking about.
We know the
I can't help.
demon. We know of the demon and the Undertaker. So if we're going,
Also, to be clear, it is all the imperative bit was that it is someone who
Yeah.
can that can help him transport.
yeah,
So having
probably
the
not the Undertaker then.
no, the Undertaker transported you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He took us to the market.
I don't
We did-
like the Undertaker though.
I like the Undertaker. Viv can take this.
Yeah,
Viv's happy to bring him in. He's great.
It was like, hell yeah.
I feel so bad.
We went to a place where a very old monster is kept prisoner. It's kind of like the Feywild, but everything's already dead.
You very
met
quickly
somebody-
realize you're giving him the answer without agreeing to the deal.
Nope.
Oh, I thought that was what we did. I'm sorry.
No, I know.
We just need to tell him the name of the person.
modification of the
We can-
deal now is we give him the name, he brings that person back, presumably to confirm, and then says, "Okay, now you can go." This is my understanding.
Yep, yep,
Okay.
yep. Don't worry. That's why I stopped it before before it went too far, because I know what you guys intended with this.
Which is fine, because if the dragon goes to go and fetch them, that gives us a window of opportunity to potentially deal with the hag.
Correct.
And also flee.
What do you mean the hag? She's a nymph. She's like a radiant beauty. So
Well,
beautiful, in fact, you literally
know-
went blind, so you
I-
couldn't see
I know.
anything else.
And she mutilated Viv.
Or the sea bitch, as the people back in town call
Yeah.
her.
Good. That's right. That's true.
Oh yes, the red cap that we met. Yes, that was his favorite name for her.
Mm-hmm.
But
Bless
Bill's drinking buddy.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, are we agreeing to this deal?
I mean, what else choice do we have?
True.
He either kills us or he doesn't. Do it.
All right, Biff. Fine.
The dragon says, "Fine then. Tell me who this is and where I can find them. You sit tight."
We were helped by the Undertaker, who lives in the Shadow World.
Ooh, okay, I'm gonna give extra points here. There is no such place as the Shadow World.
I'm trying to remember. It's not Shadowfell. That's why I'm trying to remember what it was called.
Nope,
Oh, the
okay.
Nightlands.
The Shadowlands.
Close. You're getting there.
I thought it was Nightlands, not Nightlands.
Night is part of it.
Night. Let me check my notes. Let's see if I
Ooh, do
wrote
we have
this
notes?
Was on my
down.
other sheet.
I'm not going to be
for-
too mean about this, by the way. I will tell you guys. I just want to see if anyone
Yeah.
actually
No,
remembers.
It's the
I want to say.
Nighthold.
I
The
think,
Nighthold,
Nighthold.
correct. It was the
Yeah, I
Nighthold.
just found it in my
yes,
notes.
I think it was on my Arseni
Yay.
notes, but
Yeah.
We got it eventually.
Very well. Yes,
In the
indeed.
Nighthold.
In the Nighthold. An accursed place. Odd that one who could travel between realities would trap themselves there. But it is no difficult task for me to acquire what I need from there. You, priestess! Yes, my lord. Watch these until I return. If they try to escape, kill them. Yes, my lord. And you watch as he then breathes this, like, kind of almost crackling lightning as he turns this ice into, like, this almost glowing, molten rock in the form of a sigil. He places a claw upon the sigil, and his body is engulfed in shadow as it then seems to disappear, for the time being, at least.
Cool. Can we get Viv off the wall now?
Yes.
Steve redeemed the secret
I did see that the secret menu item was redeemed. Yes. I'll be coming to that in just a moment.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Thank you for pointing it out. All right. The priestess stands. She looks elated at the arrival of the dragon. Truly magnificent. Never in all my years would I have thought that once I was stranded on your accursed world that I would ever once again be able to breathe in not only a being of the Fae, but also to see a child of Ragadan, here in my very own temple, built of squalid refuse pried from your horrible, awful, incessant, vile kind. And he sees me worthy. Aren't you all happy for me? She turns to look at you. She's got that kind of look that like the high school mean girl has when, you know, they don't really care or understand what anyone's thinking around them, but they're just so engrossed in their own ego. That's the kind of look she's giving you right now.
I believe he sees you as a useful
Thing for now.
thing. Yeah, I don't.
Useful.
I don't think he really. Yeah, no, I think he thinks you're temporarily useful until you'd be better as a snack. So I'd watch out for that.
I'm sure he'll
Bashar
find
is just
somebody
like-
better.
You,
She's
Yeah.
she is very happy to be considered that.
Why can't you go
okay,
home?
she's locked. Can we get Viv off the wall?
Well, can you ask your
why-
friend? We could walk over in the protective bubble.
Miss, why can't you go home?
Why can't I go home? because I fell here in the middle of your giant lake. Then I was hunted and driven, and then hunted more. And with each passing threat, I brought to bear the power of my god. So much so was the hatred and anger within the hearts of your kind that I had enough to build this monument to the folly of the mortal realm.
But
Why
why?
don't you just go home? I think is what Viv is asking.
It, how do I explain that one cannot simply teleport to the world of the Fae?
We found and didn't we already go in there like back whenever we first met Aelith? Was that just walk? I can't quite remember. Was that?
No, you've not been to the first world yet. You've only been to the Night
Oh,
Hold.
the first world. I thought just the Feywild. Sorry, never mind. Sorry.
That's the first world.
Ah,
Yeah, no, you've not been there.
that's fair. We've gone. Well, we've actually gone through the gates before. We don't remember much of it, but
You've been
The
through
magic-
a fairy gate.
yeah. Look. And I imagine the mark has moved now that it's a human form, probably where most Gatewalkers marks are on their neck.
Sure. She does not recognize the mark.
We don't really know what it is, but
It is not. That is not a mark that anyone is left behind. A fairy gate and a fairy ring are. They are fleeting moments of time that connect our worlds, and no, it is not so easy to find. Least of all to have a group of people with tattoos indicating said travel.
it's
You're-
definitely not.
Sorry, go on.
It's definitely not easy. I actually wasn't alive before I went through one. You saw me. I was just a doll. But my kid went through and wished for me to be alive, and there I was. We don't really know what happened. All we know is that they were there one day, and then, as far as what they've told me, they don't remember the next few months. Then they came out. Then we met this thin man who was like really mean, and he took one of our friends, and it was a whole lot of stuff.
What you are describing does not sound like the first world.
We did use
So
a
I think
fairy
maybe
circle.
I think just to clarify as well, the Aedara are interplanetary gates that connect elven gates.
Yes.
Yep, so they're not fairy at all.
Viv doesn't know that
Yeah, no.
specifically.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But like, yeah, I feel as though like, as far as fairies go, as a summoner, I'm just thinking about like maybe you do know like eidolons are actually drawn from the Feywild, from the first world. So if you kind of want to consider that as like maybe a stepping point, because this NPC doesn't have anywhere to go with that conversation because they don't know anything about the Aedara, the tattoos, the gatewalking, any of that. Basically, for this part of the adventure, she's just here as the threat stopping you from getting the ship, right? She's not embroiled in the main story and stuff. But I can sense that you're trying to have that connection. No, it's okay. Like I said, I'm trying to guide your inquiry and stuff. So yeah, if you're leaning towards that bond or that connection, the Eidolon's probably the easiest way to get through to that particular bit. Yes, Neil?
Rongul's been kind of thinking to himself if there's a way he might be able to help her with her situation. Can I make a knowledge roll to see if a spell exists that could send her back to her home plane?
Are you a spellcaster?
I technically am. I can't cast spells, but I can cast spells from any scroll.
I'm gonna say no. Then you simply will not have the mastery of spells to know if any of those spells exist.
Even if I
It's your
have
proficiency.
trained Arcana.
It's proficiency, because you're looking at a high level. Because
Well, I'm proficient in all scrolls.
So above table, you're looking at a high level planar teleport spell, because that does
Right.
exist. You, the character, because you're only trained. Understand, you can be trained
No.
at level. Sorry, did you say trained?
Well, no, I'm Arcana trained, but as a
Yeah. So Arcana
with my
trained.
feats.
So no, that doesn't matter. Arcana trained, your knowledge skill base is the equivalent of a level 1 wizard spellcaster. So you don't have those high level tier stuff. Not until you're either an expert or a master.
Oh, it didn't say that in the feed
It-
that
it-
I have. It just says
No, you can cast it. So if someone gives you the scroll, you can then read the scroll. But you do not
Right.
have a catalog of every spell in existence off the top of your head that you can draw upon
Okay.
to know. You know what I mean? You are not that's not an encyclopedia. That just lets you
okay.
get handed a scroll and be able to cast it.
Well, then I know what I can ask her then. I can ask.
Sure.
Maybe I could ask her that then. I guess Rangul would ask her if she knows of a way that she could be sent home without going through a gate or anything. Like, is there a spell that could be casted on you that could help?
I know of no such thing, and nor do I really wish to now that a dragon has decided to call my humble temple their home. Why would I give up after all this searching, finding the one connection back to my god?
It doesn't sound like he plans to stick around since he did accept our deal to travel realities.
And he will bring me as his champion.
Will he?
Of course. After all, who else is going to perform the duties befitting his greatness and his magnificence? You? Ha! I hardly think so.
Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna help you either.
Why would he not?
Lushara has decided this is a fanatic that she can't talk
Why
down,
would
so
he?
she's just gonna
Oh, yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Devoted
She's
to
gonna let
dragon. He
Rongul
can
have
do
a
anything.
good time.
she's devoted is all.
I mean, he's a dragon. He can literally do anything.
She's going
He
to be
looks to be a
enthusiastic
powerful one
about
as well.
polishing his scales to make sure he gleams.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, there's crocodiles, how you have, like, the brush and stuff? You, like, brush the crocodile? Yeah.
They go like, ah.
Yeah.
More of
I
wondering.
mean, choice is yours.
when
You could
we
either
get
eat now or
Viv
eat
off
later.
the wall and into our bucket of
I heard none of that.
safety.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Let me try it again. Viv?
I think my friend might be from where you are from, actually. When I was a puppet, I summoned somebody to help me look like my human. And I don't really. They don't talk much, but they're real nice. They kind of just came about from my wishes, but I think maybe they might be from someplace like yours.
She looks at you curiously and asks, "What friend do you speak? The one with antlers?" He says, pointing
no.
at Rongo.
No,
Says he does
Antlers.
speak. He does speak like an alien.
he is an alien.
Oh, that explains
is.
it.
He's pretty cool.
Oh,
No,
thanks,
this one, summons what is now basically a copy of herself, essentially.
Hacha! With a swirling of magic and a spray of color, all of a sudden, pew! A second Viv shows up. As this happens, she looks and she says, "An Eidolon. You are a conduit, a breach between this world and the other. You are able to draw and pull power from there."
Well, It's mostly this one right here. They're my friend, and they're the one that makes sure that I can do all the things I can do. They're really cool. They don't really talk much though. At least not yet. They might eventually. It's up to them. They do that. That's really cool.
As
That's ridiculous.
as the Eidolon stands there, the nymph says, "If you are truly connected, then maybe you can send me back."
Is that what you would want?
I miss my home, and I would wish to go back. This is such a difficult decision, a difficult question. Yes, if I could go back, I would. Even though a dragon has now shown themselves here, it still is nothing compared to the closeness I felt to my god when I was back in the first world.
You deserve to be happy. But if we're gonna figure out how to get you home, we're probably gonna have to figure it out either pretty quickly or later on, because the dragons are gonna come back soon.
I have a
What-
thought. After Aelith says something.
Above table, would Aelith possibly have an idea of how to get back? Knowing her background?
You would know it's nearly impossible.
So Aelith
Okay.
is.
Yeah, you would no, you would know the exact same thing. It is nearly impossible to go to the Feywild. Think of it this way. It is not the equivalent of going to the supermarket. If I asked you the equivalent of how easy is it to take your character as they presently are and travel to the elemental plane of water, for example, it's not something you can do. It's not something you could fathom how to do, other than go somewhere, find big powerful spellcaster, cast big powerful spell, and go. That's a very crude axe to solve every kind of question to that. But it is not something anyone generally does within the span of their entire lifetime, you know. The fact that you, Aelith, you went to the Feywild and then returned, that's a miracle that generally happens once, you know what I mean? You've learned a lot from your time there, and one of the things you would know is they are not neighboring universes, they're not neighboring planes. They are far and wide divided and completely separate. It is rumors and myth and legends that speak of like areas where the veil is thin between the Feywild and well, Galarian. And if she fell here, there's a chance that the gate that dropped her here likely closed when she came through. Also, fun fact, time dilation is a thing as well. So, like, a year over here is like 100 years in the Feywild. Or vice versa, or something like that. Anyway, time dilation. She looks to Viv and says, "There is something we can try. Come. Place your hands in the holy water."
Viv currently hung by the coat.
You've got your Eidolon to pull you down.
This feels weird.
Puppy.
Please. That's how they communicate.
Through the holy water.
You head towards the holy water. Your Eidolon follows. Okay. 1 second.
While they're doing this, Rungul recalls her being summoned back through the wall, was it? Like the wall came apart and then Viv was there, right?
Like kind of ripped apart a little bit, yeah?
Yeah. He thinks that if Viv came back, he's gonna look in the hole where that was. Is this weapon there? It's up
Ask
to
me
you.
again. Ask me again later. I'll determine whether or not. Because I want to give it back to you, but I also don't.
Well, if you don't, I can find it, or I can make a new, because that was my weapon implement, so I can actually make a new weapon implement if you want. But yeah, it was.
Yeah, no. It's not that I'm
Yeah.
being mean. I don't know. I just don't feel like it. It's just it's such a bad thing to say. Like my GM instincts are just like, no, you don't get a weapon. What dumb question is that? How
I mean,
dare
I
you?
have another weapon on me, but yeah.
Yeah, no, look, it's one of those magic 8-ball moments. Like, you know, prospect
can
looks
always get it
hazy,
again
ask
later,
again
so-
later.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can
Viv.
always get it again later too. I can just buy one. So
Game face.
You place your hands into the water. The water is cold, icy cold, as you bathe your hands in. Waves begin to ripple out from your hands. Something is happening. You feel that connection to the Feywild getting stronger and stronger. The water begins to swell and rise. It begins to take form and shift and twist into the air like a giant orb of swirling water. The waves creating this beautiful vortex that suddenly begins to take shape. The shape of a dragon. The
How's it looking, Miss Nymph? Is it good? This is good. This is a good thing.
You watch as the priestess stands back and she just immediately falls to the ground and bows down.
Sounds like a good thing. Looks the Eidolon. Sounds like a good thing.
The Eidolon is also bowing.
Oh. I think it's a good thing.
As you
Lushara
look
looks
upon
extremely
this
concerned.
figure,
Oh, not another dragon.
one moment. Give me some good. Yeah, let's try this. I mean, maybe. Sure. Oh, no, actually, I got it.
Oh.
Perfect. All right. The face looks down at you. Kriantoshkaman, welam boskietal, kaitashkin rakadan, japluth tampukiran. Who speaks Sylvan?
Oh, hey, I do.
Quake, ye mortals, for thou stands before the voice of Ragadan.
Hi, voice of Ragadan.
Should we bow? Should we bow?
proud of who?
The voice of Ragadan, you know,
Is that what that is?
God. Yeah.
Glorkasgir!
When in doubt,
Probably then.
It yells
gonna,
out.
like,
It
bow.
yells out silence. Krapushnimbafan, Quatishku prakiker. Your incessant chatter pains mine ears.
I'm so sorry. We don't want to disturb you for very long, but one of your children is here.
Thrashgur. I see no children. Krakashkakbua. Tashnir Grapokas. All I see is food.
I look over to the nymph.
The nymph stands and she implores. She says, "Krevoskin amadost, fartimaskiga barakas, letamasker anutasker kan." She basically says, "Please, voice of the master, I humbly implore you. I have been trapped here in this world. I've been looking for a way back home. I have built this monument to our Lord's greatness, all in the hopes that he might hear me, and now, for the first time, I feel like my prayers may be answered. All I wish is to go home. Please." Kranastushta, Belotushkin Davats, Kaskun en Valantiska. He says, "Be still. Your loyalty has been seen. Your prayers are heard. Step forward. Step forward and bathe in the glory of our Lord." She smiles and she stands. She disrobes completely before entering the water. She closes her eyes as the water begins to swirl around her. In a fleeting moment, suddenly, her whole body is frozen. Kelos Novas. You are free.
In a manner of speaking, I suppose.
Is she home?
Pardon?
Is she home?
Looking down at you, the large, watery featured face. Alam sanan. Ushkinabataskfe. Uskinabatant human. Kelas notuskan. You. What are you? Not quite fey. Not quite human. A curiosity, to say the least. What are you?
I think I'm a wish.
Kelas? Nevoskolan kelas. Prakos indoskanan kelas. Fokaran? A wish? I've never met a wish before. Pray, what wish might you be?
To be a friend. To be alive.
Negatski nonos. Wilakandoske nanos. Anoska nanos. Eskolan forandan nanos. Dishbandov alasnik nanos. A friend. Well, it's good to meet a friend. I, myself, am a friend, just as I'm sure those around you are friends. After all, it's always good to be surrounded by friends. And friends do favors for friends, yes?
I think our friend, looking at the, is it still the frozen body of the nymph?
Yes. Now keeping in mind, she's not inside of anything. It's like her skin.
She's just frozen.
Yeah. Okay. So do you remember in Frozen, like when Thingo Anna was like frozen and she was like transparent, like her body was now made of ice? That's kind of what's happened here.
Well, she said that there's a difference between gifts and payment. But I know friends take care of each other. But I don't know what a favor quite means anymore.
Te lo sconata. Elas ni no fatoshkana. Abasni atosh. Alakentoshne fekalitur. Abalan niomatep. A favor is a promise kept by friends, a promise that, if done, ensures that friendship is long-lasting and loyal. If you do me a favor, then I will grant you one in return. As a friend.
Don't tempt Viv with friends. It's gonna work. She doesn't care about the favor, she cares about friends.
For those of you who don't speak Sylvan, just while the conversation's going on, what do you guys do?
Just see this face floating around. Rangul's intrigued. He's never seen anything like this. So he's kind of intently, like, watching since it told us to shut up.
Yes, it did tell you to cease your incessant prattle. So yes, that's fair.
Bill's probably staring at the now statue of ice, thinking that was possibly this thing putting it in timeout as it was having a conversation with Viv and was waiting for it to thaw out.
Fair. Get a rock, you're just like, eh. Fucking bitch! I will snap your fucking titties off, you fucking cunt!
Punch me in the face with
Oh yes, that's right. They
Yep.
did have a.
it.
Okay.
What is the favor you wanted?
Atas morka fatin. Bislan. Just nara forecast. The favor, in a minute. First, a show of the generosity of my lord. A blessing in the waves. And you watch as he sprays water up into the air. As it rains down upon you and the group, you are all fully restored of your hit points.
Ooh.
Oh.
Does Viv know the rules of the Fae?
No.
You got rained on.
No.
What check would it possibly be to know the three main rules of the Fae?
I mean, maybe. Na, se valantoshkana. Etonoskan blatmitoko. See? Friends do friends favors without asking for anything in return as well. Though, that may not necessarily be true, for there is something that does need to return as well. At this point, the giant face looks at the rabbit and the publican. Did I give you guys their powers?
Not Lushara, but Aelith got the speed, like, as a move action,
Yep.
something.
Yep, cool, sweet. So
Or no, it was as an action they could move again or something.
yeah.
Yeah, I had.
Or no, it was a
free
focus
action.
power.
Focus. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think the publican gave
David.
anything.
All right,
yet.
cool. So the rabbit kisses you on the back of your hand and leaves you with the mark of the rabbit prince. Then he disappears, turning into a big cloud of harrow cards made of energy that dissipate. The publican is going to cheers you. As an immediate action, you can create a force bubble. This bubble can incorporate any number of creatures that are within 5 foot of you or another person within this bubble. So for example, if you are standing next to one person, that bubble is 10 foot deep. If that person is standing next to another person you wish to incorporate in the bubble is 15 foot. If there is a fourth person, the bubble is 20 foot, and so on and so on. However, if there's a gap, then the bubble comes up between them. Now, when you activate this power, you may decide rounds, minutes, or hours. This is a shield of force with 1,000 hit points.
Whoa!
Nothing can penetrate it in or out while the shield is up. The only thing that can happen is the shield can take damage. There is enough air to last the duration of the length of this ability. But effectively it is a timeout.
Cool.
You can dismiss it at any point in time. And it takes a focus point to use.
It's a tiny hut with HP.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, great.
And using it is a reaction.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you can just mid-attack.
Yeah. So the publican gives you a firm and hearty handshake. As he does so, you basically see the imprint of the publican appear on your forearm as he then also disappears. And thank you to our donators for last week for the special reward for that one. So there you go. Okay. So now there is no more bubble and there is no more rabbit prince.
That's terrifying, but
Okay. The face then
Yeah,
turns.
Aelith's gonna get one from the dragon too.
Ne. Lamat kushkin nafa. Elasnat shkul antuts. Ent alosnika antuts. Me mort kaner canas. Sorry. Me mor canentanos. The favor I ask is simple. Bear the mark that I will provide to you. Carry it with you. Safeguard it. Protect it. When the time comes, it will please my lord to know that this mark is in your world and not ours. You can provide the mark to one of your friends, or I can give you the mark to hold. But you must place it onto someone within the next 24 hours. Well, let's say 48 hours. That'll give you enough time to get to the shoreline.
May I ask a question on your favor?
Mr. Gunn, of course.
Will it hurt whoever holds it?
When you place the mark, it will, but afterwards, no.
I'll look back to the others first before turning back to the voice. Okay.
Lanas, Nanon. Lanas. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. And with that, the water swirls, and into your hands, Viv, regurgitates a muscular arm, severed at just shy of the elbow. It looks like it had been torn off by like a bite mark or something. And on the back of the forearm is this kind of like runic symbol that seems to be less of a tattoo and more of like a black bulbous symbiotic kind of infection that is in the shape of a rune.
Whoa.
Okay. I can see what you meant by it's gonna hurt when you first put it on.
Es not skelal tooth. I'm not lying to you.
Okay. Crazy. But okay. Okay.
Ela tonusko. Simerkelachas. Nevla noski nanon. Speak now your favor, my friend.
Are y'all okay if Viv takes this favor as more roleplay thing, or do we want to discuss it as a group?
Please discuss it as a group if you'd like.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I
we're discussing it as a group first.
Assume we want like be protected from this tyrant, I assume.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anybody else have ideas?
Well, Viv was just gonna wait for the nymph to go back home.
That's
That's a much more roleplay thing, which is why I wanted to ask the group
Yeah.
first if we wanted something that would benefit the group. Because it was just me like, send her home. Like, oh, sure.
well, I mean, we already have Tyrant Dragon, who's gonna help us maybe get across. He'll, if you know.
I don't
No.
trust the tyrant though, because
Yeah.
the moment we are like released and have our boat, he can come mess with us anytime. So, I mean, if we're carrying, above the table, if we're carrying a mark of doom, I think getting protection from the tyrant a good trade. What
I
do you
mean,
guys think?
We were gonna kill the nymph anyway, but so yeah, I'd be okay with protection from the tyrant. But at the same time, Viv wants to help the nymph, so I'd be okay with helping her get back home.
Well,
I was
I
gonna
have a
say, am I-
feeling.
Am I missing something? Because it started off when he summoned her, he put her into ice and said that's her home. Already.
You are free. Said you are free.
He
Not
said
you are.
you're free, so
You're free, he didn't say
kind of
he sent her
implies
home.
he's dead.
Well,
You're not trapped here anymore because you're dead.
if
Because
I
now
ask
you're trapped
another
in
question,
ice.
is that okay first?
Tell us. Yes,
Well-
you may.
Will the nymph? Will she get to go home?
Nenos Turnafadas. He asked why you care about the nymph. She did kill you, after all.
Honestly, it's a bit difficult to remember what that felt like, so I guess no hard feelings there, but, I have friends who aren't gonna be able to go home anymore. Speaking specifically about Alec. And I have a lot of friends who don't really have a home. So, if she has a home and there's a chance for her to go back, I think she should be able to. She's only done all this because she was angry and scared. People kept hurting her, and she ran away and away, but they kept chasing her. They call her mean names too, like bitch. That's just not nice.
It's true. He thinks for a moment and basically asks, "Are you sure this is your wish?"
Above table. Did y'all want some like
I'm
I'm
fine
happy to go.
with
Is everyone okay with it? Or no, we can go with
Yeah,
something
no,
different.
that's
No, we can go with
no,
something
that's-
different.
Okay.
no,
It's
that's
okay.
fine. If you
By
want to send,
sending her home, a lot of what's going on here, maybe that's going to help settle that down too.
well, she was the one who could have controlled the seas and trapped us with this ship.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
if she's home, then
Yeah, but
she's
now
gonna
instead
leave
of-
us and everyone else alone. So.
Instead of her controlling the sea to fuck us over, now it'll just be a more natural sea and it can just destroy us itself.
You have natural causes.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
okay with you using the favor
Yeah.
to show generosity to the Fae. Yeah. Even though she killed you and it made us mad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I say something to her first before she goes?
Sure. You watch as the ice then thaws. She unfreezes and she's just shivering. She's like scared and afraid. What the fuck just happened?
But
She seems terrified, but yeah.
I think
Oops.
you're gonna get to go home now.
What?
I think. Yeah.
Thank
you.
you.
She sees that Viv is holding this festering limb as well.
She
Broncos
sees.
just
Oh, she
staring
sees.
at that
She
the
sees
whole
the
time.
limb, and she goes to say something. There is a look of panic and dread on her face, and in that instant, all of a sudden, she disappears into the water.
Oh, I didn't get to say my thing.
You did.
No, that was the thing.
Oh, you said a thing. That's what he thought you did.
There will be a Viv grudge
voice
against
that's-
the DM the whole game now.
The voice then says, "It is done. She is home safe."
Okay. And we have 48 hours?
Mm-hmm. 48 hours. Simply place the hand upon whomsoever you wish to receive the mark, and it will transfer. And he warns, do not be late, however.
Okay.
And the water then swirls around again before returning back to the basin.
Bye.
Do you have a quick above the table question? Did it specify if it had to be a willing recipient?
Needed not.
Okay.
Are you gonna give it? Are you gonna give it to the dragon, or are you gonna give it to the Undertaker? Which one is Ushara thinking right
I'm
now?
not doing anything to the Undertaker. No, but we do know that Bill is probably going to try to slap it on the Goblin friend.
You say that it was all said in Sylvan. Bill doesn't know.
Yeah.
Bill just knows that this waterhead showed up, spat out a severed arm, and now Viv has it.
Yeah.
The nymph was
okay.
gone. Looked really panicked for a second.
Also, didn't I say what the secret menu item was?
Yes.
Oh, you did,
Yeah.
but in
Oh,
terms
good.
of
Yeah.
Bill, in terms of the character, he doesn't know any of that.
Yeah, I know. But could you imagine? Haha, you're cursed. And then the moment Bill finally kills him.
Exactly.
Brilliant. Love it. Okay. A few short moments later, the dragon tyrant reappears. In tow with the Undertaker.
Poor Undertaker.
Hi,
Yeah.
dragon. Hi, Undertaker. We met a voice of Ragadan.
Don't tell him that. That's information.
It's hard to ignore the limb with a festering rune on it.
Also information.
The Undertaker. So, let's start with some of the basics because we've got so. In the span of me just saying they appeared, now I have to process quite a lot of stuff that is now happening. First of all, the dragon recognizes that you have a severed arm. Both the dragon and the Undertaker recognize you have the severed arm. The dragon immediately throws away all semblance of what he was doing and immediately demands you hand over that arm.
Why?
Oh, did you just say fucking why? Oh! He switches on his dragon aura. Everyone make a will save.
Oh fuck. Do I just auto die from this?
No. The dragon
Okay, yeah.
the dragon aura is just a fear aura.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
What is your fear aura, buddy? It's
Alright.
32. Holy shit.
Will save. Okay. I don't. Oh no.
Okay, so
No.
30. So first of all, did anyone get 22 or lower?
Me. I got a
Lushara?
17.
All right, Lashara, you have frightened 4, and
Well, I
everyone
did
else.
say why.
Yep, and everyone else gains frightened 2. This maintains, at least for the time being, so long as you are in this dude's presence.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, he basically just switches on the aura. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't do anything. Just you are all gripped in fear as that happens. Now, I would like to invite my players to a different place, to a safe space, to your internal monologue. I would like everyone to go around the table and to internalize your monologue as to what to do next and to how you are currently feeling. Let us start with Birata. Oh no, we lost someone.
We lost the Viv.
Oh no, not the Viv.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Alright, I'll just put a thing on in a second. Alright, go for it.
So, given the fact that Bill's obviously cursed and everything else from before,
Yep.
he's at this point he's probably feeling the mental fatigue of thinking, I don't know whether I'm coming or going in this place anymore. He was expecting to try to take the head off this thing to try and end everything. And just dragons keep appearing before his eyes. It's like,
All the dragons.
and that, yeah, all the dragons. He's just waiting for the next dragon to appear at this point, thinking, oh, we already killed a wyvern and all that sort of stuff. Apparently, we're going a bit more upscale. We need to find bigger and bigger things. I know he's obviously feeling very, very small during all of this now.
Yes. Alright. Lashara.
Is there a reason we've gone to Hero
No, I
Fortune?
know. I'm just doing derpy things.
Lushara, especially at Frightened 4, immediately is gripped with the why did I let anything slip out of my mouth? And I really, really, really want to get out of here because this is utterly terrifying. And she just wants to go home right now. That's her thought process. She's like, I just want to go home. This is terrifying. I let one word slip out of my mouth, and I don't know.
All right, Aelith.
She's just, she can't believe what is transpired this whole time. And then to see, to be healed just instantly like that. She just wants to make sure that we all get out of here safe. As safe as can be.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, Rongo.
Rongul is actually, at this point, at least just the group, unconsciously, like, telepathically speaking to them as fear, and he's like, oh shit, 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 oh shit.
Just ruining everyone's calm.
It's just mixing in with Lushara's like, oh my god. So it
Like,
works.
he's like, he does the Shrek thing where he's like, that is a dragon. That is a terrifying dragon.
That is a terrifying dragon.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask the question, if we were hearing all this, does that increase the panic level of everyone else?
Oh yeah, sure. Everyone gets an extra level of frightened. Sure.
Sure.
Okay. Mac. Do we have a Mac? Yay or nay? No? Yes? Maybe. Not yet. Okay, cool.
What?
Yep. Internal monologue. Are you good, or do you need a second?
Second.
Nope, no, don't worry. Okay. As you stand before the dragon, who, again, demands the hand, the dragon begins to move forward on the terrified group. In an instant, the Undertaker steps forward and he says, Now, just one moment here. You did not come to see me in the Nighthold and drag me all the way here so that you can go and play with dead body parts. I mean, I had plenty where I was. As the dragon looks at the Undertaker, realizing his fear aura has no effect on him, he says, Understand this, creature. My interest with you has now taken a very firm second. And if you wish to remain standing, I suggest you also keep your mouth and your opinions to yourself. You watch as the Undertaker smiles, and you watch as he peels his mouth literally off. And you watch as he throws it over his shoulder. And it lands, I'm going to say it lands on the Eidolon Viv's mouth.
I do love the Undertaker.
Eidolon Viv can
At this
talk
point
now.
in time, the Undertaker, basically at this point, the dragon now moves and steps around the Undertaker, encroaching on Viv, but then the Undertaker steps out one more time. The dragon is now angry. He reaches up with a giant claw to basically attack the Undertaker. The Undertaker takes a moment, and you watch as he then just starts to inhale. But as he does so, all of a sudden, you feel your fear disappear. The frightened condition is now reduced to 0 on all the people in this area. And as the Undertaker breathes it in, the claw comes down, and the Undertaker's size now gets bigger. As the Undertaker raises a hand to basically block the claw, it still digs into his arm, and you watch as black blood leaks from his wound. But the Undertaker is stronger now, as the Undertaker grabs hold of his fist, grabs the dragon by the other arm, and kind of like leans over and pushes him down. As he does so, he pushes him down onto the spikes that the dragon had pulled for Viv. He basically pulls him onto that. And there is just this rolling around clash of these two individuals. All of a sudden, Viv's Eidolon speaks. If I were you, I'd use this opportunity to get the fuck out of here. But, that's just me, however.
Thank you, Undertaker.
No, don't thank me.
Like, let's get the fuck out of here.
Oh, this is going on your tab.
That's fine.
I've got so many bones to pick with you. Like, why the fuck you sent a dragon after me?
You're reliable.
It's really funny.
Reliable.
As you guys are running,
liable.
this is Viv's Eidolon's mouth just now talking.
Just two mouths. Oh no!
No, it's over. It's like a sticky tape thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
seem like a bit of a. You just seem like you could handle it a lot. And you seem really cool. I thought that you would want to do that or something. You seem to like doing weird things.
Rangul has now gone from being fearful to laughing his ass off because he just saw this man take our fear away, grow giant, strike this dragon down, and now his mouth is talking on Viv, on Eidolon Viv, and he's just like, "It's good to have you back, Viv."
As you begin to flee, running away from the scene, sure enough, as you look around, the ice from around the temple has begun to melt and crack. Without the power of the priestess holding it in place, everything is now being broken and set free. You quickly leave the temple behind, hearing the sounds of frustration coming from the dragon. You make your way towards the boat, in which both Captain Swabby and Ostra are both sitting there, just kind of looking out over the ocean as a dragon erupts from the temple you guys just went to. As he's just sitting there and just there watching and just... What does Captain say?
Running.
As you guys are running and out of breath, Captain the Ostra says,
Grab the bodies.
"We could leave them. No one would know. We could make it look like an accident."
Well, I was about to say,
I do
because
it
it'd be even
often.
worse, because I'm pretty sure we need to take the corpses from outside with us to.
Yeah,
remove the
that's why I
corpse.
yelled, "Grab the bodies."
Oh God, damn it!
Oh, do you actually stop to grab the bodies?
Yeah, because we're cursed.
You are cursed. I mean,
Yeah,
Yep.
we have to bury them at
oh,
sea.
all right, you
We
go
all
off.
Or-
Or
Getting
we could just
stopped.
throw them in the water and see if we get uncursed. But I'm not taking
No.
that chance.
We're doing this properly.
Okay, with 6 of you there, how many undead were there? There were like 4, right?
There was
Yeah, four
yeah.
dead.
There are 4 of
2
them.
were
Okay.
cursed.
Yep.
Two of us
Okay,
were
so
cursed.
Bilratar can carry 1 without a problem. I'd say 2, 4, and the Eidolon carries 1. So the Eidolon is struggling to keep up because, you know, he's carrying 1 on his own. But with you guys with 2 per corpse, should I say, you
I
guys
actually
can
might
make...
also be able to carry 2. I think I have a. What was Bilratar's strength?
Sorry, what was that?
I might also be able to carry 2. What was what Bilratar was your strength 4? Okay, my strength is 3, so I wasn't sure if.
Yeah, you'd be slowed down a little bit. And no, it's because he's a dwarf. That's why he doesn't get encumbered
Oh,
by
okay.
things.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, like I said, it doesn't change too much of muchness, but yeah, they kind of watch you as you're running back with corpses and stuff. Captain Swabby basically turns around and says, "Ah, you see, they murdered themselves, some people, and unleashed a dragon. What were they doing again? They were going to go see a sea witch to try and get your boat free. Ah, yes, of course, the sea witch. And why was there a dragon? I don't know. Ah, well, good. I'm sure there was plenty of reason for it. Also, do you recognize the twins? Did we have twins on our crew? No, we didn't. Ah, good, wonderful. Ah, ahoy, mateys, living and dead. The ice be breaking apart. I can see the ship now, ready for thawing. We should make our way there quickly before the dragon be seeing us.
The sea witch is no longer here. We are good. We have bigger problems.
We're,
We
like,
need to go
tossing
now.
bodies onto the boat.
Just throw it.
Bodies on the boat.
We need to do the sea burial.
We can
These
do it
guys
from the
cursed
ship.
us. Yeah.
We can do it from the ship.
Oh, yeah, to the Mr. Ostra, about face. Mr. Ostra. I am not taking orders from a fucking capstan.
Ostra,
Now I'll go. He turns
we need
around.
to get out of here.
He waits until no one says anything. Then he turns around. He's like, I'm not. I refuse. I am the captain of the fucking Obsidian Oath Hobgoblins. I do not take orders from a bit of fucking plywood. Hell fucking no.
I'm understandable. I don't blame him.
He turns the boat around and eventually heads towards the wreckages as they were. More of the places start to smash apart, and the dragon now takes to the sky. At this point, another dragon follows upwards. This one, of course, being kind of like, it has the face of the Undertaker. It's just, it's an illusion. It's not anything. The Undertaker is, just using nightmares to annoy the dragon. As you make your way to the boat, however, what do you take the corpses onto the big boat at this point? Yeah, that was the plan, right? And then you do the burial at sea from the boat at some point.
I think so.
Yes.
It's just feeling too vulnerable in this little tiny boat. We would rather be on a ship.
Fantastic. One by one,
boy.
you begin to ascend the ladder, climbing up to the boat. Very quickly, Ostra makes his way to the helm. Who here has sailing experience? No one, right? I think we established that. He begins to bark orders to everyone to basically get the ship up and running. As he does so, he looks at Bilrata and he tells you to climb the rig and to loose the sails.
And Bill just looks down thinking, "Ah, bloody hell, he's trying to put me out of my comfort zone."
No, he's trying to kill you. He's trying to see if you'll fall off.
Exactly.
Oh,
Bloody get.
It's pronounced aye aye, Captain. No, he doesn't say that. I say that. It's just
No. It's fine. But Bill just responds, "F you," and, slowly starts to climb.
All right. As you sheepishly start to climb and stuff like that, eventually you begin to gather wind in the sails. But as this happens, however, you feel, as each of you are doing your tasks, something else happening. The ropes are lighter. You move across the deck quite swiftly, in fact. Some of the stuff that you are supposed to do as Ostrar is instructing you, like weighing the anchor and things like that, these jobs are not only easy, but it seems like some of them are even done before you even get there. And that's when it hits you. As the panic slowly starts to eke away, you are surrounded by ghosts. And that is where we'll return next week as we find out what is going to happen. All of the cool stuff. Okay, Marcus. Insight bonuses. Just for you, Marcus. Here's the insight bonus. Your insight bonus is this. A lot of people think that Captain Swabby was, in fact, a construct. Captain Swabby is a haunted piece of the wreckage of his very own ship.
Ooh.
That is the insight bonus
That's
you have
the
now
ship
got.
we're trying to get.
As you now realize that you have been what's the word? There's a word for it. Fuck. It's not Shanghaied, it is
Nooned.
Shut up. No.
oh.
Fuck.
Scripted?
No,
Are we
there's a word
conscripted?
for it. It was in the Skulls and Shackles adventure. It was the first thing that happens to you. You've been Hold on.
Marcus
I'm
said
gonna
bamboozled.
look this up. I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah.
I have to. It is such a good word. It is such a good word, and I'm really glad I added it to my vocabulary only to then fucking lose it. Hold on.
No.
Pathfinder, first edition modules, adventure pods. Fuck, there were so many. Skulls and Shackles. Number 1. It's not bamboo. I mean, yes, you have been bamboozled. You have been a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, here we go. Opening up the PDF.
Hoodwinked?
No. Okay, here we go.
Ram shack. I don't know.
Okay. Blah blah blah. Press ganged. That's it. You have been press ganged off the streets. Yeah, that's the word. You've been
cool.
press ganged.
No.
Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, you've been
Yes,
press
we've been forced into naval service. Like, yeah.
ganged. Yeah. And I love that. I love that there's a word for it too. Yeah, so you've been press ganged into serving upon a ghost ship by a by a capstan. Seems par for the course.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
All right, but guys, thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for being a part of the show. My name is Michael. I'm Dead Aussie Gamer. This is my place. This is my face. You can find it here a number of times during the week, having fun, doing things, and playing games with my peeps. We will be back in a few hours, 8 hours to be precise, for Curse of the Crimson Throne, where we are on a rebel run, trying to free a kingdom from an evil despot and another dragon. All the dragons. I feel like for something called Pathfinder and not Dungeons and Dragons, there are so many dragons. And I want you guys to know, I don't look up dragons specifically for stuff. Dragons simply
dragons.
show up in my games, you know? Like, there is the black dragon in, you know, like the Curse of the Crimson Throne. There is the white dragon that is in Reign of Winter. There is... okay, no, I did make up the Fortune Dragon, but that was on everyone, you know, like I did that. That was on me, right?
That was a dag favorite.
But Pray for Death, the red dragon that helped them in the Citadel, that's in the adventure. And now, you know, this dragon was like one of the Harrow cards. It was completely random. There's a 1 in 52 chance there was going to be a dragon in this game. That's where it is. So there you go. Yeah.
So many dragons.
So many dragons, right? And you know what?
Oops,
Dragon's
all
not even my
dragons.
favorite creature. Dragon's not even my favorite bad guy, you know? Honestly.
We fought skeleton dragons too.
It's true.
Alien dragons now.
True. All the dragons. Oops, all dragons. That's it. Okay.
Oops, all dragon.
Guys, my name's Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you're well. Hope you do great. And until we meet again, as always, stay safe. Stay wonderful. Be kind to each other because why the fuck not? It's free. And until we meet again, game hard or die trying. Good night, folks.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Do you know what I have to do one day? One day I have to,
I think you've turned off your camera. Not the
Yeah,
stop
you
stream.
turn off your camera, not the stream.
well, that's okay, it's fine. I'll turn off my camera and leave the stream
Bye
on.
again, everyone.
We can say bye again, but I was gonna say, you know what I should do? I should ask family IT guy to go back and like see if we can make like a compilation of like all of the times I say, you know, game hard or die trying, and just like see like how different I change and like, you know, like when I'm like really excited and when I'm like super tired. Yeah, there you go.
Starts from most to least.
Yeah.
Or least to most.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, we're actually leaving now. Okay, bye guys.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
We're still streaming. I meant to do that.